Janis Smith. I offer yoga sessions, usually one-on-one here at Presence of Mind. And I'm very happy to be with you today. I know you've been talking, or Mary Jo and MJ, and Donna have been talking to you quite a bit today already. So I want to perhaps offer you some tools that come from the yoga philosophy, and some insights perhaps from the yoga philosophy. You've been hearing about goal setting and your future and ways to manifest that. And so I want to focus on that part of the conversation that you may have already been having with MJ and Donna, and to bring in the yoga philosophy of Yamas. Yamas are moral restraints, and there are 5 that are provided to us from the yoga tradition. But I'm going to focus on 2 of them. One is Asteya, and the other is Aparigraha. Asteya essentially means non-stealing, and I bring this up because I want to separate the difference between your goal setting and your hopes and your thoughts for the future from that of desire and craving. So Asteya, non-stealing, doesn't mean that I think you're a bunch of thieves. What it means is it encompasses everything from truly not stealing to that intense desire or craving for what someone else may have. So we want to avoid that. That starts to get on the darker side of that goal setting and hopes for our future. So I bring that up as something to avoid and something to practice against. Aparigraha is sort of another aspect of that, and it's non-hoarding. And you may say, I'm not a hoarder, and hopefully none of us are, but again, it's bigger than that major end. There's a whole scale of hoarding or collecting things that we truly do not need, or keeping things in our lives that we truly do not need. And so we want to let go of those things in order to find that balance between hopes and setting goals for our future and moving away from cravings and desires and I have to accomplish this, that have to piece. So I bring those up because what I'm really talking about is setting a balance. And I'm sure the word balance has come up in the conversation with MJ and Donna. So I'm going to offer 2 tools that we might use from yoga to yoga practices. And the first one is the practice of pranayama. Pranayama comes from 2 words, prana, our life force, our life energy, which is really our breath. And yama, again that word, restraint, control. So it's a practice of controlling the breath in a certain way to achieve just different things in the body. So different pranayama practices, different breathing practices can help us out. The one we're going to do today is Nadi Shodhana. Nadi are the channels that run, energy channels that run in your body, that help energize your body and help feed the chakras, that chakra system that you may have heard of. And so we want to balance that energy. And you can think of this as, in our more Western terms, we're balancing right brain, left brain, sun, moon energy, female, male energy. And so that's what this practice will do. So I'm going to get down to that. Following that practice, after we do that practice, then we'll do 1 asana. And an asana is a posture or a pose. We're going to do 1 pose. And we're going to focus that pose on our 3rd eye. And I'll explain that a little more once we get there. Good. So to do Nadi Shodhana, there's a certain hand position that we need to use. I'm going to, and there can be one of two hand positions. We're going to fold the first two fingers down and use our ring finger, and our pinky is going to set right next to the ring finger. And the other part of our hand that we're going to use are our thumbs. And we're going to then turn that and set the edge of that ring finger just above the little lump of soft tissue on your nose, and same with the thumb on the other side. And that's so we can block alternately one nostril or the other. Nadi Shodhana is often referred to in the Western world as alternate nostril breathing, which is exactly what we're doing. If this hand position is uncomfortable for you, then you can extend those first two fingers and simply place them at the third eye, that space between brows, and use that ring finger and the thumb again in the same position. Either position is fine. So we're going to begin this alternate nostril breathing. We're placing that ring finger and the thumb in the position that I suggested. We're not giving any pressure at the moment. We're going to start by taking a nice deep inhale, remembering that our inhales fill belly, lower lung, upper lung, and our exhales exhale from the upper lung, lower lung. Gently draw belly towards spine and push last of air out. So that's just, hold our hand here and let's just take one round of nice deep breath. We'll take a nice deep inhale, and we'll gently close by pressing the left nostril, by pressing that ring finger in on that nostril, just enough to close it off. We're exhaling through the right nostril. Close the right nostril. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the left. Close the left. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the right. Close right. Inhale left. Exhale left. Continue. End this practice. We end on the exhalation through the right nostril. And just sit with that. Regular breathing. Some gently in and out the mouth. Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. Do this anytime that you're feeling anxious. It's very calming. And again, really balancing for left brain, right brain, which then in turn balances left body, right body. Balancing our thoughts, balancing our whole being. If you're going to do this practice, you might want to make sure you have enough time to rest afterwards. And what we're going to do next is just a nice little restorative pose that brings some attention to the third eye. reason I wanted to do that with the third eye is to bring in the connection to our inner vision, bring some clarity to the manifestation of those hopes and goals and dreams. And so let's get ready to do that. We're going to be coming into a child pose. For those of you who do yoga on any kind of regular basis, that's going to be familiar to you. If it's not familiar to you, we do that by sitting down on the heels. And if that is not comfortable for you, you can always come up and put a little cushion underneath so you don't have to go so deeply. So you can do that. We're also going to use a block today for this. And again, if you are practiced in yoga and you don't typically need a block, I would like you to use a block specifically for the purpose of resting the forehead. So we're going to take a nice deep inhale and exhale and forward. And we're going to take this block, hold it up so you can see it. I'm putting my thumbs underneath the edge and my index finger along one side. And then I'm going to bring it to the floor and let my hands go right down to the floor, the edge of the block. Deep inhale, exhale, bend forward, and then bring my elbows in and close them tight to my knees. And let my forehead come right to the block, that space between the brows. So rock my head back and forth. Now that third eye. And then let it come to rest. While you're resting there, cast your internal gaze up towards your third eye. Just let the breath come gently in and out of the body. And then gently let your internal gaze pass down towards your cheekbone. And then gently press them out of the elbows, nice and slow. I would suggest after that pose, coming into Shavasana, just lying flat on the back and just resting for a few breaths at least. That's all for today. I hope those practices help you bring your intentions, your goals, your hopes and dreams, and bring them forward to you for your future. Thank you.